Well, my first question for you is, what was your first impression of the My Speaker Rhetoric community when you first joined?
Well, based on the description and the title, open mic, I kind of thought it's uh, like easy going. You just go and throw some drafts. What you've been thinking about for your next speech. Like pretty casual. Um, but then it wasn't like that. It was like actually a structured session, and well, a lot better than what I expected.
Okay.
So
That's great.
yeah.
And you've tested the robot, I don't know how many times, twice or so, have you?
At least once. At
Okay.
least once.
What was
Well, of course, if the robot was there judging the actual speech, then twice. But yeah, a couple of times most likely.
what was your impression of the robot?
Well, I'm a tech startup. Well, actually, not failed tech startup, but anyway, they can't take this tech out of me. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't know what I'm thinking about the robot because I don't know in what language they've been building it, how much there's actually artificial intelligence, how much it just follows like rules and paths. Hold on. All right, there we go. So I added my phone to my laptop, and so somebody calls, it's just crazy.
I have
So
the
yeah,
same.
but yeah, I think it seems surprisingly good, and that's why I started to think that how much there's actually robot and how much there's actually human labor behind it, and how much it's actually artificial, and what it's based on. Uh, so I'm probably the wrong guy to think about the overall experience because I go way
Way
too
deeper.
yeah.
Okay. Well, what was, I mean, did it point out things that, like, weaknesses? Did it point out the right things that you feel are weak for you as a speaker and strong, or?
I was surprised if you're still talking about the robots.
Yeah.
I was surprised that it was saying something about my pitch, the volume, because I was using a lavalier mic, and when I tested, because I also edited it before I sent it to the bots,
Okay.
and I can confirm you that the levels were pretty good.
Yeah.
So I was wondering where that is based on, why it says that it was low volume, even though it was like high volume. So I don't know about that. But in overall, I really liked it. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty
Okay.
good. If school grades, I would say 9- out of 10.
Well, that's not bad at all considering it's a beta. So, still working on the robot. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have a look at have you had any time to look at Andre's course after the robot?
What course?
Andre's speaker die course?
So I was able when they just shared the screen, or what do you mean?
I mean, on the community platform, there's a course called
Really?
Speaker Die, but you haven't joined that?
I have no idea. I didn't know that.
Okay.
The thing is that because I have so many things going on, so if it's not very clearly stated there, I most likely gonna miss it. Then
Okay, well, I should invite you to that.
yeah, please do, and yeah, I had no idea. This is probably my fault.
No worries. I know you've been busy and had a lot going on.
Yeah, you could say that.
But have you, I mean, I know you've been busy, but I think you've been on the community somewhat,
Yeah, first I was part of the community a lot more, but lately, um, at first I thought it's kind of like a social media for speakers,
Mhm.
but then it's more like just a kind of like a support community, or like what Typeform opened. It's like community would be there, right? If you have some problem, you put it there, and then somebody responds. I like that too, but I just thought first that it's gonna be more like social media. I got this kind of first impression. Um, it's nothing negative, it's all right. I just thought it differently. That's why I was more active first, but then when I realized it's actually just and I'm not sure am I still right about this, but now I feel it's a community where you can go and ask help, or try it out new things. Then the active levelness has been changed because it doesn't require that much of active attention.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's a good point. Yeah, it is like support. So if people want to practice something or talk about something with public speaking, then that's right. Well, how about we go back to the open mic? What was your favorite part about experiencing that?
I really like the live feedback. Um, Andre is fantastic person. He was opening the session very well, and also I love to one actually which was especially nice. What I like is what was to be able to see other speakers to speak, because as a speaker you don't usually attend to other speakers events.
Yeah.
Uh, so in a way, you never know what kind of speeches people do. You just don't know. You know their topics, but you don't know what's the how they deliver them. And now that I was able to see, it was actually helping me a lot to change my way to new ways. What I really loved from Robson, for example, and also the guy who was living in Switzerland, the dance guy.
He's in Austria. Yes.
Or Austria, yeah, okay, Austria. But anyway, you know the dude. I can't remember the name though. But those two guys, and Robson I know personally very well, and I like his style. And now that I saw his way of doing storytelling, I just like immediately understood, like, yeah, that's actually pretty much the way I want to do storytelling too. And that's why after the events I went back to the drawing board and started to write my news story about bankruptcies and all that shit. And it became actually pretty good. It's still a first draft, but my wife, she was like, yeah, that's the deal, and that's how you should actually deliver it. It sounds me.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to hear that then in May.
I wasn't able to. I couldn't be able to invent that speed without open mic.
Well, that's really good to hear. Cool. And who would you recommend the whole overall community to? Like, who do you think should be part of our community?
Mm, what do you mean by that? Like other speakers, like some
I
like
mean,
one
I mean,
person, or do you mean like groups, like target groups?
like, what's your opinion on like who should join? Like, so we have the robot there, we have these open mics, we have these courses, and other kind of content. Who do you think would benefit from joining our community?
Answering with the knowledge I have, and so this is my disclaimer. I'm not sure have I still understood right what the community is actually about, but the way I see it now is that it will be very. It's kind of okay. It's kind of like when you want to be a stand-up comedian, you want to find uh, comedy clubs that are having open mics, and this is probably why the name, where the name comes from.
Hmm.
That you can go there and test your set and see how people react, what is funny, what is not, and you tweak it until you are perfecting your sets.
Hmm.
Um, and you don't have that kind of stuff in the speaker uh, community. You don't have that. There's no platform where you can just go and throw something stupid and realize that it's stupid. And you thought it's good, and it wasn't ready. And there's no judgment. You know, you're just like, all right, I messed that up. Next time, next week I'm gonna be there again. you know, throwing my stuff out until I find these segments what I want to include to my actual speech. And that's why I was so psyched about after the events, because I kind of felt like this is they should just be more often. There should be like weekly basis. So if there would be weekly basis, I would be your weekly speaker. Every week I would be there, pitching different part of my speeches and just checking what people like, so that you get annoyed. So
no, we actually are.
But when I realized that's actually where I could use it.
Okay. Well, we've been thinking about doing this more frequently in the future, but we're automating that audience big six, so that, like, for instance, I can host sessions and other people can host sessions, so it's not just, did you like the audience big six, how the audience gave you feedback as well?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That's the point. I can practice my speech here at home. Obviously I can do that, but I can't get any feedback from it.
Yeah.
Also, if they are too critical, it's not fun to do it. So it was good. I felt that they were actually handling me more soft, like softer than what I think I delivered. I think it wasn't that good, because I just drafted it. I never have that kind of speech before. So it was like first time, even throwing it out. So I was kind of like expecting worse feedback. I think always it's fun to hear good stuff, but but anyway, maybe that's also why I was so like encouraged to do it again when I saw what other people do, and they were actually rehearsed their speech.
Yeah, I like it. I'm excited about how excited you are, and I think it's also a great thing because you have people from different backgrounds, so you kind of know what different audiences will how they take your presentation.
Yeah. This could be like a comedy club for speakers.
Okay. Is there any?
It's actually super important. Super important part of creating new content, that you are able to speak, try it out with live audience. It's now that I'm thinking of that more, I'm actually wondering why this hasn't been done before.
Well, they have that in America. What is it? Andre always talks about it. It's not the same though, but you can go practice your speeches. Toastmasters, that one. There's that.
Yeah, Toastmasters, they are also in Finland, but
Okay.
it's different. Toastmasters, they have their rules, and it's 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 not the same.
Yeah.
This is like more casual. Just you go for your pitch, and that's it.
Yeah, it sounds like we have something good here.
For sure, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add about the whole anything with the community or your whole experience?
No, I don't know. I think I said all what I think about it. Maybe it would be just maybe to clarify what's the actual purpose of the digital platform, like why people use it. What are the courses? Who should use them, and all that. I think those would be good to just like clarify. It's clear to you guys because you do daily basis.
Okay.
But us, and now I'm obviously talking about from my own experience, but I know other speakers are too. They're doing super, like so many things, and they have only limited amount of attention what they can use.
Yep.
And if they don't get it straight away, it's just like they just don't think about it anymore. And that's why if you can clarify that, like specifically, you use for this platform you use for this purpose.
Okay.
if you have another need, here's another thing what you can do, in this segment of the platform. That's my thoughts. It would be helpful.
So where do you think that should be, on the front page or something? Like, this is a community for so and so.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, I can do that. It's good to. I wouldn't know to improve unless I get the feedback. So
yeah, but it's a good platform though. Don't get me wrong. I'm just throwing some because everything you can just get better.
Yeah.
Already, it's good. It's not it's not bad platform. It's good, but this is the ways it could be even better.
Well, thank you for that. It is.
I love your participation. You are probably the reason why I still use it, because you are just hunting me down, and it's good.
I'm very adamant. Yeah.
so that's a good thing. I like it.
Thank you. Well, we're really happy to have you as part of the community, and having you again in the open mic. Looking forward to that.